I'm Leo Scanlon from GeoTraceability, part of Optel Group. It's my pleasure to give you a quick tour of our technology. GeoTraceability provides a software service to trace the commodities and raw materials produced by smallholders. We also facilitate data collection on their socio-economic background, their practices, the characteristics of their exploitation, the support they receive, and the transactions involving them. We support private and public organizations to engage successfully and efficiently with a large number of smallholder producers by considering each of them as a distinct business unit. Typically, our projects have a high number of smallholders involved in data collection and traceability solution, huge supply areas of several thousand kilometers, a significant number of intermediaries such as aggregators and marketing agents, remote areas with poor road or rural infrastructures, poor connectivity and limited technological literacy. In some projects, the transformation of raw materials, and selective data sharing with third parties involving complex access management. We offer a full-scale software solution to design, execute, and evaluate data collection and traceability projects. Our customers have access to a cloud infrastructure for data hosting and visualization. Our configuration platform and tools allow us to build survey forms, define territories and supply chain tiers, design user interfaces, and define access rights. Both field mapping and data collection can be done by using GeoT mobile and desktop applications. Initial connectivity is required to install the apps and download the forms, the territories, and basic information on the entities to survey. All the GeoT apps work offline and will synchronize with the data acquisition platform when connectivity is available. The apps are user-friendly and can support any language and alphabet. Thanks to its highly efficient APIs, GeoT can also pull data from other platforms and data sources. Our interoperability capabilities can also be used to push data to other systems. Our mobile app, called Gobi, works on Android phones and tablets. It can be downloaded and installed from the GeoT platform. The username and password of the user will inform Gobi which configuration and information to download, and link it to the appropriate project and customer account. When data is uploaded from a phone, the GeoT platform will monitor which user is sending the information. This could be used to monitor data collection work and apply targets to the data collectors. Options, such as mandatory data or validation, can be applied to data entry. Data upload is possible only if all mandatory information has been collected. Each data entry is automatically saved, and a form could be initiated and completed afterwards. The mobile app can take advantage of a smartphone's built-in features to read barcodes, take notes, record GPS coordinates, and apply timestamps. The app is not only used to fill surveys, but also record events and transactions. For example, farm visit, attending a training, recording the quality and quantity of raw material, and recording the exportation and reception of products. The GeoT apps and acquisition platform use our APIs to pull and push data. Each data source is first authorized before data enters our platform. The data source is recognized and linked to the corresponding customer and project. The data is validated and converted into the appropriate format. After, the data is stored in a NoSQL database for data mining. The GeoTraceability web platform is a web user's interface to visualize the data. Each customer has its own GeoTraceability web account to access its data. One or more power users will manage the internal access rights within the organization according to different permission categories. The first page you will see on the web platform is the home page, where each project is accessed by clicking on the tile. A tutorial is also available. The web platform has 4 key elements: users, project navigation, query builder, and analysis. The look and the feel of the web platform is determined through project configuration. Different projects within the same GeoTraceability account can have different page layouts, functionalities, and content. Upon clicking a tile, the first page you see is the project's dashboard, which facilitates project monitoring. The power user builds and maintains the dashboard. Each dashboard tile is dynamic, which means it will update when new relevant data is uploaded. Some tiles help monitor achievement of targets, whilst others can show changes over time. The dashboard is an efficient tool to monitor your program and its outputs. A GeoTraceability project is basically a collection of information on a large number of individuals, producers, farmers, or suppliers, where each entity is considered a business unit, the initial and smallest unit of a complex supply chain. Each entity has its own data sheet where all associated data will be recorded over time, such as static and dynamic data, events, and transactions. You can rapidly locate a specific supplier or broadcast an SMS to all suppliers, for example, informing them on the crop price for the week. Or you can aggregate the data and look at specific indicators. You can narrow your search using criteria and territories as filters. The result of a search can be downloaded in Excel format or saved on a pinboard. You can also combine different indicators and do a multi-criteria analysis. For example, the producers who delivered in February that are over 40 years old and applied over $1,500 worth of fertilizer. This iteration creates a story that you can save and reuse later. Grouping the suppliers who share the same story is a powerful feature of the web platform. You can break down your supply base into different groups sharing the same criteria and develop a particular strategy for each one. Using the user story feature, you can build an M&E framework and monitor over time the success of your strategy. For example, a GeoTraceability client aimed to increase cocoa production by fighting a mushroom affecting cocoa trees called blackpod. The strategy was to have the suppliers use fungicides systematically. At the start of the project, over 1,300 suppliers were producing less than 500 kilograms, and 2 years after, only 422 are producing less than 500 kilograms, indicating that their strategy was working. The project team created a story of the farmers who never use fungicides, or only when needed, and provide to them specific training and support. 2 years later, the story shows that more farmers are using fungicide systematically, and that the spread of blackpod has decreased. This platform functionality, which allows targeting of support, assists the client in supporting its suppliers to produce more than 500 kilograms during one season, simultaneously helping both supplier livelihoods and the client's bottom line. You can use the web platform to trace the production of each supplier, link a specific consignment with the suppliers who contributed to it, or create stories like what consignments contain beans produced by female farmers. If the previous functions don't give you the insight you're looking for, you can also use the pivot table. Here, different pieces of data can be seen in relation to each other as you make a simple matrix. For example, the distribution of age per gender, but you can also add a third dimension, like production, to see if the gender and the age impact production. You can express the result as the average production for female farmers in the age range of 21 to 30, or the tonnage produced by the same group. You can also add a fourth and fifth dimension and so on to see if other factors impact production, like the household revenue or the average distance to the nearest clinic. The web platform will help you trace raw materials and commodities from the individual supplier or suppliers group depending on the requirements of the traceability project. The system follows the journey of traceable items between various business locations composing a supply chain, or the nodes of a supply chain. The traceable item could be any container of the raw materials: a bag, a box, a drum, a tank, or a batch. Traceable items will be involved in a business step between two business locations, such as evacuation, reception and exportation, or within a business location such as aggregation, processing, or destruction. The GeoTraceability system records the creation of traceable items, their movements along the supply chain, and their change of status. You can follow the route of a specific traceable item or identify the suppliers who contributed to a shipment or consignment. As the traceable items move through the supply chain, new data is added to the traceability journey. It could be operational data, like product displacement or bulking, commercial data like PO, bill of lading, and permit numbers, or new data sets like working conditions or various locations. All the data is combined with the previously collected data on the suppliers, their activities, the support they received, and the transactions involving them to create a story. For example, first display the producers who grew peanuts on their farms, and then, looking at only this subsection of producers, which containers shipped to my client containing their cocoa beans. Or the other way around. One client says they found peanut residue in a batch of cocoa butter they process with the beans you supplied. So they want to know if some producers who have contributed to this batch grow peanuts. This shows how you can easily understand the power of the system to prevent contamination or to manage product recalls. In addition to the mobile app and the web platform, the GeoTraceability system includes various desktop applications that are used to create or process previously collected data. These desktop applications can work offline after the data is downloaded and synchronized. The main GeoT desktop applications are GeoMap, to create and use maps, compiling geo-reference data and managing geographical information in the database. GeoTrace to maintain the traceability link between inputs and outputs involving various business steps such as reception, transformation, and evacuation in a specific business location. IVU to extract and validate specific traceability data in Excel files. Farm Business Plan Builder to generate tailored business plans for small-scale farmers, which can be used to support productivity enhancement projects. The suite of GeoTraceability tools and software is the best offer on the market to facilitate the engagement of small-scale suppliers in complex supply chains with 3 goals: securing your supply, protecting your brand, and investing wisely in your supply chain. Thank you for watching this brief presentation on our available solutions.